One of the other things that we can do, especially if it's an important email, is we can give it a star. At the moment, we only have one star, which is yellow. But if you select the gear and you click on Settings, you scroll down a little bit, and there you can see we are currently using 1 star. We can choose 4 stars or all the stars, or what we can also do is we can simply drag and drop the different icons that we'd like to have. Perhaps what we'd like to do is we'd like to use a color star for each one of the different subjects that we have. If I scroll down a little bit further, you'll notice that you can actually add or edit your signature at the same window as well. And I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to click on Save Changes. Now what I have is I can have multiple different stars. If we would like to change the color of the star, simply click on the star, and every time you click on the star, it will change to a different color. I'm going to pretend that this email was a science email, and I'd now like to create or move this to a science folder or a science label. I'm going to click on Move To, and at the moment I don't have a folder or a label called science. So perhaps I'm going to click on Create a New One, and I'm now going to choose what is the label name, and I'm going to call this one Science. If you would like this to be nested under a different label heading, for example, perhaps you don't want it on the root, but you'd like to have it under a different sort of label, like for example, School Info. Then if I choose School Info and I click on Create, you will now notice over here, if I click on this, I have a subfolder called Science. If I click on Science, I have one email which is no longer in the inbox because I've now moved it into the Science label. A different way to create and manage labels is if I move down and click More, I can now click on Create a New Label, which gives me exactly the same thing as what we've just seen. Or what I can do is I click Manage Labels, and this allows me to see which ones I'd like to have or which ones I'd like to show. And about halfway down, you can also see that I can create new labels at this point as well. I have moved my email back into the inbox. I'm going to show you a different way, and perhaps the easiest way, to move any of your mail. And that is to simply click and hold your mail and drag it to where you'd like it to go to and let go. And once again, I have nothing in the inbox, and I've now moved that to Science.